Okay, live and episode 47 of the Yank and Kiwi podcast. The show that is probably taking more hiatuses than Anime World Order. Yeah, I think Sam actually has actually logged how long Anime World Order has been around. I think it's been around for like 6 years, probably even longer.
Wow.
I gotta look it up. Anime World. I need to know how long Anime World Order's been going. They just went to episode. They're on episode 175 now. Akira, it's your turn to wear the demon skull, which was put out on the 26th of May. I gotta see how far back. How far back do these guys go? I'm just gonna. I mean, I'm looking on their website right now. Like,
All good.
You'd think it would have an archive. No,
Guess you could always try Wikipedia.
I probably could. Okay. Wait, does it even have? I googled it and it doesn't even have a Wikipedia. Oh, it does have a TV tropes page. Hosted by three self-described holier than thou know-it-alls that are anything but from Florida. I'll just look up episode 1. I just want to know when these guys aired, because these guys have been. Okay, first episode of Anime World Order podcast, 2005.
Sheesh, that's 14
These guys have been doing it for over 10 years. I don't think.
Wow.
Yeah, but Sam told me they've been known to take hiatuses, so that's why they've been going for so long. Like, I mean, come on, 175 episodes in over what's now going to be 14 years.
Yeah. I guess they don't want to get burnt out on it.
Yeah. Well, they've probably taken longer hiatuses, but we've taken more frequent ones.
Yeah. Well, that's life for you. That's how it goes.
Speaking of life. So, Dinte had the misfortune of seeing the series finale for Game of Thrones.
Indeed.
How bad was it?
It was fucking terrible. It is the worst fucking thing I've seen in... It surpasses The Last Jedi in terms of how bad it is. And the reason is, like, Star Wars could potentially make some kind of comeback and fix itself. But this was the end of Game of Thrones, and they can't retcon the damage that's been done.
We can't. It's over now.
Yeah. As far as the TV series goes, yeah, it is. And it's the biggest, what the fuck was the point of any story or any character development they've built up over the 8 seasons, going from 2011.
Mm-hmm.
And, oh, fuck, I was going to say something and it completely went out of my fucking head.
Man. You know, I remember when The Sopranos ended, a lot of people did not like the ending.
No, it was, the cut to black, the very well-known cut to black ending, and it left you wondering what was actually going to happen.
Yeah, but in its defense, that was thematically appropriate.
Yeah.
Because I think at the end of The Sopranos, I still haven't seen it, but if I remember correctly, what I was told was the context behind the ending was that pretty much all of Tony's friends are gone. He's cornered by the FBI. He's pretty much at the end of his rope.
Yeah, and the ending left it ambiguous on whether or not he was about to get whacked or he was just out with a family dinner. So, yeah, there was a bit of it's left up to your interpretation what happens next type thing.
Yeah. So, yeah, even if you didn't like it, it was at least thematically appropriate.
Yeah. And the other ending of a TV series, which was a big what the fuck, was Lost. But Lost actually did go back and it did a couple of rev episodes just to tie up the loose ends, and they acknowledged that the ending wasn't good, but they went back and fixed it at least. They made the effort.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think I remember people saying like what they were dissatisfied with the end of the Lost just because they wanted more answers and less philosophy.
Yeah. And so the creators actually went back and yeah, they did a couple short episodes just to tie up what needed to be done. So, you know, you give them credit for that. At least they tried.
Yeah.
But this, like, when we last talked about Game of Thrones, it was the one after the episode 3 when the Night King died, and we said, well, it probably couldn't get worse. And you said, like, the best thing they could do is just go all out and give everyone a happy cliche ending. At least you keep the casuals happy. They didn't even fucking do that, Brett. They couldn't even do the happy ending.
Yeah, they killed. Yeah, John killed Daenerys.
John killed Daenerys. Daenerys goes crazy because I'm not actually 100% sure. Everyone says, oh, it was foreshadowed in the seasons, but their excuses for the show foreshadowings are bad ones.
Well, I think there is a little bit of foreshadowing because, like, remember in, like, I think it was season 2, she went inside that dome.
The House of the Undying.
Yeah, and she went inside the House of the Undying, and she had that vision. She was in the red castle.
Yeah, I remember that.
And
But you remember?
what we thought was snow, and that actually wasn't snow.
But you go back and watch that scene, and yeah, you're right. That was the ending that we got. She's walking through the castle, and we thought it was snow in season 2, but it's actual ash. But then her vision turns to her going above the wall to see what caused it all in season 2. And you can go back and watch that to see it yourself.
Yeah, and of course, there's the other argument that, well, the Targaryens are inbred, so an inbred line of aristocrats is going to be prone to mental instability.
Yeah. No. But it's just like a quick snap. In a couple of seconds, she goes from being semi-understanding to, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to destroy everyone.
So that's the problem, is that the transition doesn't feel natural.
Yeah, like I could actually, you know, if it was given another season and we actually saw this build up to her becoming the Mad Queen in a more in a better told story, I could buy it. The fact is, it was like a split-second thing, and then everyone's saying, "Oh no, you go back to season whatever when she burnt the witch alive." I'm like, yeah, the same witch that killed her baby. I'm like thinking other characters have killed other people as punishment too. This isn't solely fucking Daenerys doing it. We've seen lots of characters kill in punishment, including Jon Snow. So,
yeah, I think Jon beheaded Sir Alistair.
No, he beheaded. Oh, not Sir Alistair. The fucking. Oh, I've forgotten his name, but he used to be the head of the King's Watch. I know who you mean. He hung Sir Alistair and he hung the boy he was training, but he beheaded Jonas Slint. That was who he beheaded. You're getting some odd noise on your end. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah. John has executed people before. Execution isn't something new. I mean, they've all done it. It doesn't mean that they're going to go fucking crazy because John sure as hell didn't go crazy. So I don't see how whenever Dany does it, it's foreshadowing that she's going to turn evil one day because, like I said, that can apply to any character who doesn't turn evil.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole thing with Johnny kills Dany is, you know, Dany, she went completely nuts. She destroyed King's Landing. She burned lots of people alive. Tywin resigns his position as Hand of the Queen because he says, you know, in his own words, he says, I can't serve a monster like you. And then he gets arrested. Arya Stark approaches Jon, says, you know, you got to take care of Dany. Jon goes to see Tywin. Mm-hmm. Tywin says, yeah, oh, you got to take out Dany. You know, she's going to be problems. So Jon does that. He kills the queen, and we got to keep in mind that he is actually the rightful heir to the throne. This has been established. And then the next scene, it cuts to like, I don't know, we'll say a few weeks later, and they're all deciding what to do with John. And they say, "Oh, we'll just send him to the wall for punishment for killing the queen." And then John asks Tywin, goes, "Did I do the right thing?" And Tywin says to him, "I don't know." It's like, dude, you just fucking talked him into killing Dany. And now you've turned on him and you're sending him north to the wall to protect them from, well, I don't know what the fucking point of the Night's Watch is anymore because the wildlings and the White Walkers have been dealt with. So it's, yeah, it doesn't make sense. None of it makes fucking sense.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah. What cracks me up is Grey Women is unsullied. They want to execute John, and he goes, "King's Landing is our city now." It's like, based on what? Based on fucking what? Why is King's Landing your fucking city? And they don't want to start a war with the Unsullied, so they agree to send John north of the wall, and then the Unsullied take off from Westeros anyway and go live elsewhere. So who fucking cares? It's like everyone but Tormund at the end turns on John and just sends him to the wall and forgets that he's the heir to the king, forget that he potentially could have saved Westeros from being destroyed by Dany, and it's a big fuck you. And then Bran ends up as king, which makes even less fucking sense.
Yeah, I saw one guy on Twitter say like the reason why putting Bran on the throne is a bad idea is because Bran has sort of, I guess for lack of a better word, ascended beyond humanity. He has no connection to them.
Well, yeah.
He doesn't even consider himself human anymore.
No, and he when he was offered the position of Lord of Winterfell, he says, "No, I can't be Lord. I can't rule any lands. I'm the three-eyed raven." And then suddenly in the last episode, it's go, "Oh, Bran should be king," and Bran goes, "Why do you think I'm here?" It's like, oh my god, are you fucking kidding? We're just, you try to retcon everything to get to this ending, and then you contradict what you retcon yourself because you're rushing your own rushed ending. It's amazing how they fucked it up. And what's really, sorry, you go.
No. I was just, all I said was, "You're not kidding. Keep going."
Yeah, and one of the really things that annoys me is HBO and George Martin. They wanted to go up to 10 seasons, and they had a blank check for Dave and Dan. We'll call them D&D because everyone does that. And they says, just tell us how much you need, and we'll let you do 10 seasons. No, we can do it in 7. We can do it in 8. It's like, no, you needed the extra 2 seasons, but these fuckers just wanted to go on and do Star Wars, and they're working with Rian Johnson on the next Star Wars movie. I kid you not. You got to fucking. That's the fucking perfect fucking recipe for disaster there. I mean, you think Star Wars is bad now? Just wait till these 3 are fucking done with it. It'll go even lower.
Shit. Although there's possibly the argument to be made that maybe they just lost interest in Game of Thrones, and maybe when they're actually engaged in something, they'll actually put in good work.
I don't think they've ever done. The only thing they've done, which is good work, is adapting what's already, adapting already previously established work. Because the other fucking movie they worked on together was X-Men Origins Wolverine.
You're kidding me.
No, you can look that up.
Well, let's also be fair. X-Men Origins Wolverine also had a lot of executive meddling.
Fair point. But still, it's a big clusterfuck of a story, which is what we see from the end of Game of Thrones.
Well, it has David Benioff on it, but not D.B. Weiss.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's one of them anyway.
Although I would like to see what else he's done. Yeah, fuck. Okay, I'm looking this up. I'm pulling up D.B. Weiss's filmography, see what he's got. Mostly in television. Before he worked on Game of Thrones, he worked on the specials and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Can't say I've seen that show.
Yeah, he has done nothing. He's basically done nothing outside of. No, wait, there's more in his career. Wrote a script for a prequel to I Am Legend. Yeah, he's basically got nothing outside of Game of Thrones.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back to David Benioff. I have to admit, yeah, like I said, X-Men Origins is Wolverine bad movie, but it's got, but yeah, what a lot of what's wrong with it was because of executive meddling. Okay, let's see. Oh, he's actually wrote some novels.
Any good ones?
There's the 25th Hour, when the Nines roll over, and other stories. City of Thieves. I don't recognize any of them though.
No, I haven't. I don't know those titles.
Okay. Oh, he was the writer for the film adaptation of the 25th Hour.
Okay. I don't think I've even heard of that.
Oh wait. Yeah. He also wrote Troy.
The Brad Pitt one?
Yeah.
The one with the fucking airplane in the background.
He also wrote Stay.
Stay. Not familiar with that one.
It's one with Ewan McGregor, Naomi Watts, Ryan Gosling, and Bob Hoskins. It's supposed to be like a psychological thriller.
Right. Got a good cast.
He wrote The Kite Runner.
The Kite Runner. Don't know that one.
Yeah. Well, that one won a Christopher Award for Best Feature. Got nominated for a Golden Globe for Best Foreign Language. Got nominated for a BAFTA for Best Adapted Screenplay. So I guess the critics liked that one. And of course, yeah, X-Men Origins Wolverine, which he co-wrote with Skip Woods. But like I said, a lot of what's wrong, a big chunk of what's wrong with Wolverine was done by executives.
All right, so for the sake of argument, we'll give him a pass on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He also wrote Brothers, which is a psychological drama war movie, remake of a Danish movie with a Danish title I can't pronounce. Wrote Gemini Man. With that, I didn't hear about that. So yeah. As far as his TV career goes, nothing out. Also, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but nothing outside of Game of Thrones.
Right.
Yeah. So these guys, these Game of Thrones is pretty much what's made their careers. I think that's kind of up for debate.
And you can see where the actual adaptation from the novels stopped, can't you? And you can see where it slowly came into their work. And let's say that they were burnt out on Game of Thrones and they wanted to get it done. They could have at least passed it on to someone who wanted to finish it, because it's a big fuck you to everyone who's stuck through it, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, have you seen that petition that's been going up, and it's got over 1 million signs, and it's people who want to.
I think it's really dumb because it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I know it's not practical. I agree with you. It's a stupid thing to do, but at the same time, it sends a message to HBO like, "Hey, you got to keep these guys away from your work."
I don't disagree there.
Because HBO, they gave them a blank check and they said, go for 10 seasons and we'll give you whatever you need. And they said, no, we got this. And clearly they need an additional 2 seasons, especially since they were building Danny up to be a bad guy. Solving the entire White Walker and Night King thing in a single episode with Arya Stark, which has had absolutely no build up. And no, I don't consider her training with the Faceless Man to be fucking build up for her taking out the Night King. So fuck that argument.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen some really shocking defense in this series, and one was from episode 3, which is called The Long Night. And you're familiar with the channel Nerd Soup, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They did this review, and their episode was sponsored by HBO. And I shit you not, because I fucking wrote this down last night because I wanted to get this right. Now, here it is. They defended The Last Night for being too dark because they said it helped engage the audience and give the idea of fear that you are actually participating in this war. I was sitting in my I shit you not, this is his actual quote. I was sitting in my basement watching this episode and I was frightened for my life because I couldn't see what was happening.
Really?
Really, that is the actual quote from Nerd fucking Soup. I'm like thinking, and I've heard this fucking argument fucking everywhere saying, oh, you're not meant to see what's happening because you're supposed to feel for the characters. Look, we are the fucking viewers, okay? We're not participating in this battle. If I can't see what the fuck is going on my TV, I'm not going to get in fucking engaged in what's happening. Okay, I don't want to feel like I'm in the war. I want to be seeing this fucking war. That is the most stupidest fucking argument.
Well, I mean, everyone knows like the best horror movies are the ones that don't show you the monster.
You know, you might not see the monster, but I'm talking you cannot fucking see anything. All you hear is the running and screaming and clashing of swords, and it's like, okay. Like when the dragon breathes fire, you get to see people then, but like you can't see who's dying, you can't see who's going on. I saw Brienne of Tar fucking being killed several fucking times, but she was there in the next episode. I don't believe that whole if it's too dark to see, it's because they want you to be immersed like you're actually in the battle. We're not in the battle. We should be able to see the fucking battle. That's how we get immersed in it, by knowing what the fuck's going on.
And again, like I said, I mean, like I know, I know I said like the best horror movies are the ones that don't show you the monster, but Game of Thrones isn't a horror movie for one.
No. All right, you want to go on with that logic? Jaws. Jaws barely shows a shark, but it's one of the best fucking movies ever made. But you see what else is going on, don't you?
You at least
It's
see at least like they at least show you the effects of that shark.
yeah, and you clearly know what is going on. It's not until the last 15 or 20 minutes you actually get to see the shark in its whole entirety.
Yeah. I mean,
And that works. Yeah.
I wasn't even going to say they did something similar with the first Godzilla movie. Like, you did not see Godzilla at least until like the. I think the Godzilla's rampage on Tokyo doesn't happen until like the last third of the movie.
Yeah, that's
up until then. The most you get of him is just seeing the effect he has, as like on the island. You hear some footsteps, and then you get a look at his face.
Yeah, there's a lot of close-up shots at first, just to give you a bit of a taste, but nothing more.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, they hold back on like even the thing. Like the thing, like in the thing, and like they always keep you in suspense because you know, and they never show like who's been in, like who the thing has replaced or anything, and it's only until it's cornered that it reveals itself.
Yeah. I mean, one of the best scenes in that movie is that blood scene when he's doing the blood test and you're not sure which one's going to jump out. And that was really well done.
Exactly, but again, Game of Thrones isn't a horror movie, so that logic doesn't really apply to it.
No.
Like if you want to, like okay, you want to do a fantasy battle where you're meant to feel fear. Like, how do I just get I can point to one. Battle of Weathertop in Fellowship of the Rings.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, like let me think. Look, you saw all 9 of the Nazgul and you saw just how outclassed the hobbits were.
Yep.
You felt not only that, there was buildup with them. Like you had, like they not only look scary, they have that shriek,
Oh yeah, that was great.
and they just, and you know that they're on the ring. They are looking for the ring, and they are going to find it.
Yep. And they can even see it when he puts it on, so that can't save him as well.
You know, all I'm gonna say is like, yeah, like, but when the fight came on at the top of Weathertop, you saw all 9 of them. Just saw how like they had the hobbits outnumbered. They were outmatched. You could tell the odds were like had Aragorn not gotten involved, had Aragorn not come to the rescue when he did, they would have been dead.
Yeah. Well, that's how Frodo got his mortal wound as well.
Oh yeah, but that's a good but that entire scene actually you actually feel you actually do feel scared watching that. That's actually
Yeah.
chill. That's actually pretty terrifying.
Yeah.
And you can even, and like I said, the thing is, you can. It's not that. It's not because you don't. It's not because you see the Nazgul. It's because up until this point, they've been sufficiently built up to be this threat. Like you, you know they're looking for the ring. You know they're going to find it, and they've also got that very creepy and scary appearance. They could have done something very similar with the White Walkers.
Oh yeah, but they just they turned out to be a complete joke in the end.
But yeah, don't tell me that not. So don't tell me that not showing them helps you feel fear. You just have to show them being that much more powerful than the protagonists. Like show that the odds are not in their favor.
Yeah. And like the other thing is like this isn't the first episode that we've seen them. We have clearly whenever there's been a White Walker scene in the past, they haven't been hidden in the darkness. We see what they do, we see what they can do, we see how much of a threat they are. So even if you wanted to hide them in the darkness in the battles, there's no point because we already know what they can do. We know in great numbers once they start overrunning you, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the is it season 6, episode 5? Is the hold the door when they they're all bowing into the Three-Eyed Raven's cave and they're just completely overrunning everyone and everything trying to get to Bran.
Yeah.
We clearly see that. We know how vicious they are.
Not only that, I mean, remember that one battle where I can't remember exactly. But what I remember is that Jon managed to kill one of the White Walkers by accident, mind you.
Hard home.
With all the wildlings, and just when he thinks they're finally safe, the Night's King raises up an entire army of whites.
Yeah, that's hard home. Yeah, that was a fucking great episode. That was something that put the fear of the White Walkers into people, and you fucking clearly see what they're doing.
Yeah. This is sometimes when you're making a horror movie, you don't want to show the monster off too much. But in this case, you have to show off as much as you can with the monster.
Yeah.
It's kind of an odd thing where when you want to communicate horror in what is essentially a non-horror thing, it's kind of funny, like how you got to do basically the opposite to get the same effect.
Well, I know. Yeah.
I mean, like I said, like if this had been a horror movie, you would never want to you would want to show off as little as possible. But this is a fantasy show. You have to show off what these guys can do.
Yeah.
Show them like this unstoppable force.
Yeah. And as we just said, we've seen it all before anyway. So what's the point of trying to hide it? We know.
Yeah.
We know what to expect. What we didn't What we should have been focusing is how are they going to win the battle, not what the fuck's going on in the battle.
Exactly. Bringing it back to the series finale, though, I remember seeing one take on Twitter. This one you're probably gonna reckon. This one you're gonna know when I say it.
Okay.
It's the one where Daenerys is climbing up that staircase, and I think was it Dracarys or one of the dragons flies up right behind her.
Oh, and you see the wings.
Yeah.
Oh
I'm not kidding. I am not making this up. I saw a take on Twitter that said, "This is one of the most brilliant shots I've ever seen."
It was the most.
And here's the thing: weaponized nerd rage actually quote tweeted that and said, "That shot is easy as fuck to set up. It is not that impressive." And not only that, it makes no sense in context.
No,
it's like some of the least subtle symbolism you'll ever see.
There's a fucking line as well. Now that you bring this up, like you know how I told you Arya tells John he has to take care of Danny.
Yeah,
this is an actual fucking line from the show. She looks at John and looks at Danny and goes, "Oh, I know a killer when I see one." I was like, "Yeah, she just killed all of fucking King's Landing. It's no fucking secret." It's the most. So yeah, they had that shot with the wings of the dragon, and she's like looking like some kind of demon. And then Ari comes up and goes, "I know a killer when I see one." After it's fucking raining ash of all the people she's burnt alive. I think John knows she's the killer.
At that point, it's no shit, Sherlock.
Yeah. Oh shit! And have you seen all the memes about the memes say about the fucking how our army keeps fucking respawning?
I don't think I have seen those.
Okay, we'll go back to the Long Night for a moment. Like the Dothraki were the first line of defense, and they get completely wiped out. And they make it this point of all the Dothraki are gone, and the Unsullied later on, you know, they're trying to hold off the dead from getting in Winterfell. And she goes, "Oh my god, I'm losing all my Unsullied." Then the next episode, they're having this meeting. They're going, "We still have half the Dothraki and half the Unsullied." It's like, what the fuck? We saw them get wiped out, but you know, whatever. Maybe they had some reserves. Then it cuts to them sailing down to Dragonstone, and Euron Greyjoy ambushes them and wipes out all the ships with these Unsullied on. And then at the end of that episode, she's got like 20 left. During the Battle of King's Landing, when she's going nuts on the dragon, all of a sudden there is 100 more Dothraki, and no idea where they came from, but there's still only like 10 or 20 Unsullied. So you think, okay, maybe she just had some more Unsullied. Episode 6, the final episode, and in the fucking bottom of the stairs where she's looking down, there are thousands of Unsullied and hundreds of Dothraki. It's like, what the fuck? Where did she get all these? It's fucking ridiculous. I mean, you can have some inconsistency, sure, but when you're mixing up 20 men with 1,000 men between shots, you know, somebody's not doing their fucking job here.
You're not kidding.
And have you seen the one about the fucking Starbucks coffee cup? Surely you've seen that one.
Oh yeah, that one I have seen. It's like, did no one pay? It's like it's almost. I have to imagine like everyone just wanted to get done. Like they were just like everyone was like, "Oh, we want this over, please. We've had enough."
And the other one is during the final meeting when they're discussing what they should do with John, there's fucking plastic water bottles by their feet.
Talking about sloppy.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking bad.
I think everyone just wanted to get everything over with. Like they were just I mean, if you're saying that even the actors knew that it was shit, everybody just wanted the whole damn thing over, and it just did not care at that point.
A lot of the actors do think it was shit as well. I mean, we've had. I watched the
I'm not just talking
document.
about the cast; I'm talking about the crew too. I think everyone wanted it over.
Yeah, I watched the documentary, The Last Watch, which was really actually interesting documentary, and you can see it when they're fucking done. I mean, when Varys reads his death scene, he like fucking chucks the fucking script down, crosses his arms, is looking so pissed. Fucking Lena Headey, she's there, and she grabs his hand, trying to comfort him. But he looks so fucking angry, and he actually went out and said that he was not happy with the way his character died. You know, who's it plays Jon Snow? Kit Harington. He said he was disappointed with it. Amelia Clark, she didn't like it. I've seen the interview with Charles Dance when he was promoting the new Godzilla movie, and he was
Yeah.
asked about Game of Thrones, and he says, "I don't know. Uh, I didn't know what was going on." And then they had to cut the interview short because he was pretty much saying he didn't like it.
Yeah. Lieutenant Riceball says these memes sound interesting. Not a Game of Thrones fan, but I did read the book.
The books are the way to go. It's just unfortunate we'll probably never get an ending to them. The way things are going, being realistic.
That's provided that George R. R. Martin doesn't kick the bucket before finishing it.
Well, there's still two more books. I think it's The Winds of Winter and A Dream of Spring are the final two titles, and it's
Yeah.
coming up 10 years just for the Winds of Winter alone, and then he's got to work on A Dream of Spring. So
Look it up. The last book you put out was A Dance with Dragons, right?
yeah, and even that one wasn't that good.
That one came out. Oh, that one is coming up on 8 years. It has been 8 years. It is about to be 8 years since he put out a book.
Yeah. Well, he's done the spin-off titles, and that's probably something he should have waited to do. He could have done the main series first. I mean, they're even talking about this. They have 5 Game of Thrones prequels in the works, and it's like,
Look, that's nice and all, but
who cares?
I'm pretty sure the larger history surrounding Ice and Fire is interesting and all. But right now, it's just kind of a distraction from the main story.
Yeah. Well, they said that they want to do a season on the Age of Heroes, which is, the story of the Long Night, and we'll get more stuff on the White Walkers there. But it's like, even if they did and they did it absolutely fucking perfect, we still know they're wiped out in the future by Arya Stark because the Night King's a dumbass. So you can build them up all you want again. It doesn't change the fact that they fucked up the ending with them.
Lieutenant Riceball says, and if you thought that was interesting, you should have seen the interview between George and Stephen. Does he mean Stephen King?
Yeah, what interview is this?
This is news to me. I have not heard of this.
I'm guessing it is Stephen King.
Well, it's Stephen PH. It has to be Stephen King, right?
I'd say so, yeah. Can't think of any other Stephen it would be.
It's not off the top of my head. Let me see. Let me see if that's on. Oh, there's Salem. Those are Martin and Steve. Oh, yeah, it looks like it is. Yep. It's a interview with Stephen King.
Yeah, I might have to check that one out after.
Yeah, it's about an hour. It's close to an hour long.
Yeah, I got time.
It's the one where you said, "How the fuck do you write so fast?" George says that. Oh, he's talking about Stephen King. Because Stephen King puts out how many books a year does he put out?
Oh God, I don't know. I mean, he wrote it pretty fast, and that's a fucking big book.
Yeah. All right. So, okay, but yeah. I guess that there's an upside though. It's that Game of Thrones is finally over.
I know, and that's probably the saddest part. I mean, it's like, oh God, it's over. I don't have to watch anymore. That's the feeling you get from it. When you go back to season 2 or 3, you're like, come on, I want to see what happens next, and you feel invested, you feel you care, you know you're into it. And now towards the end, it just got like a chore, like you just had to see how it ends, so but deep down, you're dead. You're dead inside.
Yeah. Still, like I said, I'll just. Sometimes you got to take what you can get.
Yeah.
If you were gonna tell people, if someone wanted to get into Game of Thrones now, what would you tell them?
Don't bother. um don't even start the fucking TV series. I mean, it's a shame I have to say that, because the first 4 or 5 seasons are really good. Season 5 is where it starts to go downhill, but there's just no payoff. So as good as they are, nothing will come of it in the end. You'll get no reward from watching it whatsoever. I mean, if you want to see a fucking crazy woman go nuts and destroy a city with a dragon, all right, if you enjoy that, more power to you. That could be a good laugh, but yeah, there's no payoff to any fucking story they build up whatsoever. Half the legends and prophecies get forgotten. They try to retcon things to rush the ending, and they even fuck up their own retcons. It's just there's no payoff.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, don't bother watching Game of Thrones. Just go read the books.
Yeah. Maybe wait till the books are out so you don't get disappointed with no ending to the books.
All right, so yeah, changing gears from that because yeah, need something to at least cleanse that palate.
Yes, we do.
Well, Mythoverse Kickstarter got 100% funded and then some.
Yeah, man. It's over 6,000 at the end, wasn't it?
It was a little. I'm gonna let me see. Let me pull up the final figures because I still have the tab on my phone. Okay, the final goal we made on it was $6,259
Nice.
with 172 backers.
That's good, man.
Yeah. So, yeah, Dan told me earlier today that the money should be coming in about a week and a half. At
Cool.
that point, all we got to. I think Adobe Kroger's about the only one that's finished at this point. So right now we just got to wait on. We just got to get Beth working on Mythics and Victor and Ginger working on Changeling again. Although Ginger is also occupied with finishing up the coloring for Sporkman.
Sporkman.
It's another comic, but Wicked picked up. It's kind of it's a goofy superhero comic.
Fair enough.
It's kind of in the vein of the Tick, I want to say.
Cool.
Yeah. Trust me, when I'm saying it's a goofy superhero comic, I'm meaning that in a good way. Like,
Yeah, I
the
get
guys
you.
who made it, Chuck and Eric, they made it intentionally to be silly.
Sweet.
Yeah. So, yeah, and Ginger got the gig doing the coloring for it. So the book that she's working on right now is Sporkman Goes to Japan.
Just that title alone fucking says it all.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like one. And they have another book planned after this one's finished. But yeah, she's gonna work on finishing that up, and it's a. The date we are aiming to get these out is in September.
Cool. Okay.
So they should have. Hopefully they should give Victor and Ginger plenty of time. As long as Victor gets the line work done by mid-July, Ginger should still have plenty of time to finish coloring and lettering it. which is great because the money she got off Sporkman allowed her to finally buy her own laptop.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, she's been waiting for a while, hadn't she?
She had to share her boyfriend Zeno's PC for a while.
Yeah, at least she's got one.
Yeah, that's kind of so she didn't always have access to it, so it kind of hindered her ability to work as fast as she would like. But now she can. And not only that, we sent out Discord invites to pretty much everyone who backed us, which is this has got to be one of the. I think outside of say the Regs Discord, this has got to be one of the largest Discords I've been in, and probably the largest one I've run so far. What we plan on doing is, what I talked with Dan about doing was that we'd basically put a Discord invite into a QR code, put those at the back of the books, so brings in more people.
Cool.
And what's also good about this is because we had such a good sized pool donate to us. Now, something to keep in perspective is that we did read out of that 172 number, at least a little bit over a dozen were friends and family of ours.
Yep.
So if you take those, but even if you take those out, that's still, I think the top, I think the highest it goes, I think it's well into the 150s.
Yeah, wow.
So it's still a good size.
Oh yeah.
So that's about 100, and if all those people all have their own Twitters or some kind of social media presence, that's 150 plus people that will go online and say, "Hey, I bought these books. I bought the Kickstarter for these books. I like them. You should get into these."
Yeah, that's good for your advertising.
Exactly, especially if you got ones like, say, a Raven or Vamp who have who stream daily and actually. I mean, neither of them have a large audience, but they have engaged in reliable ones.
Yeah.
I've hung out in one of Vamp's streams. I say hung out. Really, all I did was lurk in the chat. But I think her numbers are like in the 40s, maybe a little bit higher. I'd have to double check. But the chat in her streams are really good. Like everybody's talking. Seen a similar thing with Raven's daily stream, Coffee and Critters. Yeah, I'm just saying we've positioned ourselves very well.
That's good, man.
With the audience we've got. So, I think by the next time we run another campaign for, I think, issue 2.
Yep.
Which will probably be shortly after we get the first issue sent out to our backers and then shipped.
Cool.
Because I think we will at least want to give we want to wait a little while to at least see where the sales figures are like. So fair enough. That's a good way. Yeah, I mean, if the sales come in, we can set the goal even lower.
True.
If the sales are good.
True. Yeah.
I would not predict us to do like amazingly. Like what I'm hoping is that maybe we can at least gross gross 1K in sales. Because that's $1,000 that we don't have to ask for on the next Kickstarter.
Yeah, that's realistic.
Yeah. Yeah, because we set the last Kickstarter at $6,000, which we met, and fuck, dude, a lot of times, I'm not gonna lie, man, it got harrowing. There were times it felt like it was touch and go. Like there were days where I think there was like 1 or 2 days where we just did not make any money. There were days where where we weren't getting in we just were not getting in a lot of backers, new backers or money coming in. I think we even lost 1 or 2 backers too.
Oh shit. Bugger.
But yeah, it's just like, oh my god, it felt so good. Like 11th hour, not kidding. 11. We got 100% funded at the 11th hour, basically.
That's good. That's yeah.
Yeah, the one who pushed us over it, who got us to 100%, was one of the first person we brought into the Discord and gave VIP status to. That was that was a person by the name of. I'm trying to find it. That was a person by the name of Tet.
Cat.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Tet just basically funded the remainder of the Kickstarter, and got us over 100%.
Nice.
Got us to 100%, and fuck, even as we had like 8 hours left, $200 more came rolling in.
That's good, man.
Yeah, just god damn, we did good. That was just so great. I mean, that was a. I mean, I thought I had a. I mean, it was a pretty good feeling when when Vamp eventually donated. She got us over the 5K line. And I'm not kidding. When she showed me the receipt over Twitter, her exact words to me were, "I want my hoodie." Yeah, I'm sure she wants the comics, but she mainly donated for the hoodie because it's cute.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm not gonna knock her for it. It's like, especially when I've seen what her Twitter and Instagram is like. She likes showing off things she has.
But that's a good publicity for you as well, then.
Oh yeah, Vamp did us a lot of good.
Cool.
Salem says, "Give me my hoodie." Yeah, well, look, you're gonna have to take it up with Dan because his wife is making them. Salem. No. Yeah. But yeah. And I also I also should at least I should also credit Salem because I think he upgraded his pledge somewhere down the line. And same with Chuck too. And it was like, god damn. That was a really good feeling. That was like a really good feeling. Just being that close, and then boom, we get funded. Because like there were even a couple times where Dan, Matt, and I talked with each other and say, "Okay, so let's assume this doesn't work out. What's our plan B?"
Yeah.
Just glad we don't have to make a plan B.
No, that's good. No, I fucking was really happy when I saw you guys not only got your goal, but you got a bit extra to help you out as well.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not going to get it all because Kickstarter has to take its cut, but
Yeah,
I think Dan crunched the numbers, and I think it might be like somewhere around 5,500. That's still. Good news is because Dan got Adobe Kroger more or less completed. And that means he doesn't need any money from the Kickstarter, and Matt and I will take care. Matt and I will basically get it to pay our teams. We've also got to pay a guy named Lentalis who actually contributed some music for us.
Yep. Yeah.
I think looking back on it, I think one thing we probably could have done better, and this was something we were smart to do, at least while we still had the campaign active, was that we have by the way, we have Cali 420 in the chat and Gorgonite Emissary. Okay, so what I was going to say is while we had the campaign still active, Tank said just to us, you guys really got to give something to the digital backers, because, I mean, them getting downloads of the comics is nice and all, but compared to what the physical backers are getting, it's very paltry. So I think like it was probably within the last week. I think Dan we added a $10 tier, which we called the digital war chest, which gets you not only PDFs of the 3 comics, it also gets you digital downloads of the prints, and it got you digital downloads of the prints and I think the MP3s too.
Oh, sweet.
Wish we had done that at the beginning, but at least it's something we picked up on, and that was something we were at least good at. Was that we kept trying to evolve our strategy.
Well, it's good. I mean, at the same time, it was all a learning experience for you guys as well. So,
It was.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we were like, we kept coming up with everything and anything we could to make sure that we were basically keeping the gas on.
Yeah.
And so like one thing was that we kept introducing little rewards every time we cleared a new milestone. Like I think like at 1K we had the art contest. Another at 2K we brought in the stickers, and so on and so forth. We kept trying to find things to keep people engaged, and we also we also adjusted on a dime if we had to, like with the digital war chest, and initially even with the hoodie, because at first we put a hoodie at the $90 tier, which basically now we got you the hoodie and the comics. It got you basically everything that we were offering. And then we realized, some people are just going to want the hoodie and they're not going to feel like paying $90 for that.
Yep.
So what we did was we created a $50 tier that just got you only the comics and the hoodie.
Sweet.
I think we've definitely learned a lot that we can run the next campaign even more successfully.
That's cool. Yeah, it'll get easier, won't it? I mean, this was just you're getting your fucking feet.
I don't know if I would say it gets easier, but I think we're going to know a lot more about what to do.
Yeah,
like what works and what doesn't work.
Yeah.
I mean, and hopefully once we clear through phase 1 of the Mythoverse, we will get the machine to a point where it's basically paying for itself, and we don't have to run on crowdfunding anymore.
That'll be the main goal.
Yeah, that is all the crowdfunding has basically been predicated on several things: getting the artist paid and helping increase awareness of our brand. We weren't doing this to make money. We're trying to build something with it.
Yeah. No.
So yeah, like that's kind of why we only set the goal at 6K, because that's all we needed, and we were more focused on getting high backer numbers than high donation numbers. So like, and that's why the big takeaway is, even though we made good money off that, I think what was more important was that we walked away with over 150 people who backed us for the comics.
Yeah.
Gorgon and Emissary says, backers, give me that hoodie. Me, meanwhile, more Mytho Chibis, more Adobe Stress, more Gremlin Baby Mave. Don't worry, Gorgonite, there's a new strip coming on Wednesday, and we're gonna have Antonella work on another one very shortly. Yeah, I think the surreal part of this for me, though, dude, like this, I actually feel like I'm about to actually have a career making comics, and that is not something I ever imagined would happen to me.
That's what you want, though, wouldn't it be?
Legendary Blue Gamer says, "Can I join the Google Hangouts call?" The podcast is mainly for me and Dite and any guests we have on beforehand, man. It's also in about an hour I got a thing with Salem and Dan. So I just want to keep this as concise as possible. Sorry. Let me think. I mean, yeah, it is what I wanted, but I just never thought it would ever happen. It's like, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, though, it feels pretty damn good to be here.
Oh, yeah, I bet it does, and you've earned it, so yeah, I can soak it up and enjoy it.
Oh, I plan on enjoying it, man.
Good.
So, I guess about the only thing left on my mind is, well, new Godzilla movie finally came out.
Yeah, I'll be seeing that this week, so that's something we can talk about next time, isn't it?
Yeah, because I plan on going to see it tomorrow. Regal Cinema is cheaper on Tuesdays, and I'm gonna go there. You're part of the business now. Congrats, Mr. Whedon's casting couch is still open for Maeve. Yeah, I'm not letting Whedon touch Maeve. He touches her over my dead body. But yeah, I'm gonna be going to see it tomorrow, and yeah, next week is definitely gonna be a good time to talk about it.
Well, I'll be here the next 2 weeks, remember?
Oh, so, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Before we went
yeah.
live, you said that you're going to be off for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. But when I come back, I definitely would have seen it too. So that's something we've wanted to talk about for a while. So it'll be a good chance to do it.
Salem says, must feel good to make your comic dream a reality via hard work and perseverance rather than what most people do nowadays and just go on a political tirade and get a job by playing victim. I definitely feel good that I didn't take the easy way.
Yeah.
Like I said, every dollar and every backer we got feels like we earned them.
Yeah, I agree. You did.
And fuck, as harrowing as that entire experience was, I would not be trading that for anything because that was good.
Don't be talking about Godzilla without me. Well, we're going to do that in a couple of weeks, so we could probably plan for you to be on. Yeah.
Maybe we. You know what? Maybe we probably will. Maybe we'll probably bring Salem on that week.
Yeah.
Organite says, to be fair, they did pull lampoons with Maeve to get this funded. What does he mean, pull a lampoon?
I have no idea.
Wait, are you talking about the Wait, are you talking about the art contest, Organite? I wonder, is it better? Hope he's not, because I mean, I think we kept the art contest pretty tame.
I'm missing something here, aren't I?
I'm not really sure what Gorgonite's getting at, to be honest.
All right.
He said they did pull lampoons with Maeve to get this funded, and I can't tell if that's supposed to be a reference to National Lampoon or something. And I'm not, and even then, that really doesn't make any sense to me. The Nudie Maeve does not exist, Alabaster Scarf. It doesn't exist.
Oh, God. Someone actually did that?
National Lampoon's magazine will shoot the dog if you don't buy. Wait, I remember now. Back this, or I remember, I think what Dan did was like he took one of the panels from Mythochibis. It was one where Adobe was gonna try to toss Maeve into the moon, and he said, "Back this, or Adobe will throw Maeve on the moon." Alabaster Scar says, "Ravioli, ravioli, don't lose the Banshee lolly." Of course you don't.
That was John Wick's dog.
Don't shoot.
It's John Wick's dog.
Actually, have you gotten around to seeing John Wick 3 yet? I heard that was great.
I have not. That's one I'm actually gonna wait for it to get home released. I'm just gonna kick back and watch all 3 movies in one go one night.
That sounds like it'll be good.
Yeah. So no, I'm not up to date with John Wick 3 yet, and I want to avoid talking about that one for now.
Mm-hmm. Salem says it was fan-fucking-tastic.
Cool. Yeah, I really like the movie so far, so I'm glad to hear the third one's doing good. Should be a good way to finish it up.
Yeah. Although you probably didn't know about the art contest, did you?
No, I missed that.
Okay, so when we got to 1K, what I said, we put in an art contest. Design the adult Maeve, and the winner will be the canon version. Hey, look, there's Star Storyteller. How you doing? The winner was Troy, aka Mr. Marvel. Hold up. I'll send you the. I actually have the design in a tweet. I'll send it to you right now, Dean.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Send over Facebook.
Right, give me a sec. I gotta pull it out. Oops, that was wrong. There we go. Found it. Yeah. So Troy had a really good design. So yeah, that design is going to be the canon version of Maeve when she's grown up. That was basically her. That's basically her in her 20s.
Nice.
Yeah, He painted with fan service. It's okay. They liked my clothing design.
That looks good. Sweet.
Yeah. He actually went all out. He had like a whole concept behind that. And the judging that was done on a stream with me, Brian, and Ginger. Which is why I had the 86 doing a podcast last week.
That's so good.
Yeah. Mostly because my dumbass kind of scheduled it at the same time, but it ended up working out, and that was a stream that brought in really good numbers. I really liked how that one went out, even though we kept running into technical difficulties. Holy shit. I think I had to do a hard reset at least twice in that stream.
Oh, bugger.
And I'm not kidding. I had to rely on my phone to keep I had to rely on my phone to keep the stream going while I got my PC back up and running. And I'm just praying to myself, please do not die, please do not die, please do not die, please do not die. Holy yeah, that one really, that one got really annoying, but we managed to get through it. Remember to like the video. Thank you, Star. Star also says, I did like that he put thought into the weapon. Yeah, Troy gave Maeve a gun and a sword. It's now gonna be canon that Regina gave her that for her 18th birthday. But yeah, that was actually, I think that did a lot of good to help push us over the edge. Like that kept like a lot of good. There were a lot of great entries in there.
Cool.
Yeah, I gotta send you that stream. It's a couple hours long, so make sure you got time set aside.
Yep. Oh, could check that out tonight actually when I get back. Sweet.
Cool. I'm pulling it up right now.
Cool.
There we are. Oop, not edit. That was wrong. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Gorgonite says, now that version of Maeve can be eluded. Just accept it, Brett. You can't fight the inevitable. Oh, wait, that's the rap party. Yes, Gorgonite, I'm fully aware. I am fully aware of that. And I don't care. Like, people want to loot adult Maeve, go ahead. It's not like I can do anything at that point. Star says it's called the internet. I've had to make peace with it myself for my character scene. It's just like, it's Rule 34. If it exists, there's porn of it.
Just distance yourself and ignore it. It's the best you can do.
And just embrace the inevitable, because like trying to fight it only emboldens trolls to do it more. And God help us if I actually try to fight against it. They might even try looting Maeve when she's still a teenager.
No.
Yeah, I don't think anyone wants to. I don't think anybody wants to see that.
No, that's just let them stay in their little corner of the internet and keep away from it.
Alabaster says, please no loot adult Maeve either. Look, we can't do anything. That's my co-host for my podcast, Dean Tay.
Hello.
That's who this is. He's out in New Zealand.
Yes. The wonderful land of New Zealand.
Oh, fuck. I just realized something. It's about to be summer, which means down in New Zealand it's about to be winter.
Oh, yeah, we're in the winter months now, actually.
It's already winter?
Yeah, June, July, August is our winter.
I'm not gonna lie, that kind of ticks me off, man.
See you later.
Bye, Alabaster. But yeah, that kind of ticks me off because I'm almost, for the past 2 years.
No, you're fine.
Oh, the Dente.
That's right.
Yeah. But yeah, for the past 2 years, we've had wildfires.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that can make living here kind of harrowing. Because I think because in both times there was we had haze, just that basically blocked out the sky for over a week.
Oh damn! Was that?
And it trapped. And not only that, like back when I lived in Michigan. During the winters in Michigan, you did not want the skies clear because the clouds trapped in the heat kept it kind of bearable.
Yeah. Oh.
Out here, when you've got total coverage from haze from a wildfire, that's trapping even more heat and making it a hot summer even hotter. I think like the first year we had a wildfire, dude, it got so hot I couldn't opening my window could not get me cooler, and that was at night.
Oh shit! Damn.
Yeah, that was awful.
I can imagine. I wouldn't fucking survive because you guys are hotter than what I'm used to anyway. And on top of that, I'd probably die of a heart attack. Being honest.
Star says because the hippies don't trim anything. I got chased out of Eastern Washington from wildlife. Oh shit.
Ooh.
Organite says summer equals big gay and death. I hope we at least get through this summer without a fucking wildfire.
It would be good. I'll keep my fingers crossed for you.
Thanks.
And I won't play with matches.
Star says I could tell you that story. You know what? Star, which reminds me, tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, going to be having our first community stream for the Mythoverse YouTube channel. We're migrating the Radio Mythoverse stream over there, and going to bring Star. If you're in the Discord around that time, hop in the Radio Mythoverse VC voice channel. Tell that story. That'll be fun. Yeah. All that said, yeah, I'll see you there. All that said, all I can say is, all I can say is, awesome that Game of Thrones is now over, so that Dinte doesn't have to complain about it anymore. Awesome that we came through on our Kickstarter and got funded, and now the books are going to get out. And awesome that Dinte and I are both going to go see Godzilla, and hopefully when we come back, Salem will be around and we can talk about that and talk about how good that movie actually is, because I've been hearing it is really good.
Yeah, I've been hearing really good things about it too, so I'm excited for that one. And also, if you guys aren't already, let me hold up. If you guys are not already, let me pull this up so that make sure you're subbed to the Mythoverse YouTube channel, because that's where we're going to be doing all the Mythoverse related content from now on. I'm going to put this in the chat right now. There we go. Yeah, if you're not subbed to that already, sub to it. All right. And if you're on YouTube tomorrow, I hope you guys are. If you're on YouTube tomorrow, I hope you guys are watching for the first Radio Mythoverse stream on the channel, and I hope that you'll be in. If you're in the Discord, I hope you'll be there too. So, with that being said, I think we're in a good spot to call it good. I'm gonna go get ready with my interview with Dan and Salem. All right. And we'll see you guys back when Dinte gets off his 2-week break. Yep. So probably the last week of June, if I'm looking at the calendar right. Yes, I am. All right. And you're welcome for being hosted, Star. All right. Let's go. Bye.